Hey people, what's going on? It's here's your blind buddy. I'm here with y'all again. I mean, and like I said, I come to you. It's one of my early mornings, another one of my early morning spouts. And you know, in the midnight hour is when things, when the truth, when the spirit can speak. And this is when I get up and let the spirit speak, you know. And I bring it to you to be live and uncut. This ain't no editing, you know, ain't no cut and flow. You know, this is raw, like sugar cane. It's just raw sugar, you know. This morning, it came to me, it's like, you know, we were sitting here talking, and the subject of hell come up, and the Spirit led me, hey, we need to talk about what people don't understand about this place that everybody know about, which is hell. You understand what I'm saying? Uh, this place was designed as punishment for sin that's committed against God. You know what I mean? God designed this place called hell himself, the perfect one, designed a place for punishment, of eternal punishment. And you know, some people were like, "Oh man, you know, I don't believe in that. That ain't real. You know, you can't make me believe that a God of love will torture His creation." You know, well, you got it wrong. It's not the will of God that any man perish, because that's the love of God. It's not His will that any man perish. But if a man chooses to do so because of choice, God said, well, if you're going to make that choice, then I'm going to make you regret making that choice. And you got to understand, this comes from a perfect God, the Almighty, the All-Knowing, the Omnipotent One. If you think for 1 second that He can't design a place to make you regret not worshiping Him and not seeing His side, you are sadly mistaken. There are many avenues to this place of hell, which you need to understand, which you think you may be able to withstand, for the simple reason that man can't go through a life here without trouble, without something bothering him, without something driving him to the point to where he's about to go crazy. You know, well, life itself can create a hell on you just for the behaviors that you refuse to get in line with. Can wreak all kind of hell on you. And that's what the God that runs around on this earth, the evil one, wreaks that kind of hell on us with the laws and the things of evil. They wreak hell in your life, you know. This is a physical hell that you go through. You can go through physical hell in your physical life. Now, after you leave your physical life, this is where you deal with the hell that God gonna put on you. And this is forever. See, you can go through problems here, this little hell here, and you know, it'll pass. But what about when you get to a place where it won't ever pass? And it can get worse because you don't know all the avenues that are in this place of hell that you will have to go down, and you won't be a choice in the matter. You understand what I'm saying? For instance, this place has darkness. You understand what I'm saying? This place has an abyss of darkness. This place has an abyss of darkness with heat. This place has just fire. This place has damnation. You know what I mean? And this place has eternal punishment. And this place also has a place called purgatory. Yeah, that's 7 avenues right there. That's 7 gates right there. Now, who on this earth think you can withstand either one of them forever? With all this toughness that we walk around in this physical body, you know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm in a physical body and I'm facing a physical hell. I'd rather go through this hell now than to have to endure it forever. Right. Because being blind is hell. You know, you take it from someone that has experience. If you have sight, you don't know this hell that I'm walking through. You got your light bill, you know, worry about your light bill. Yeah, my light bill, I ain't gonna ever get them cut back on here. So I don't care how much money I got. You know, I'd rather face this hell here than to have to face it in the afterlife. You understand what I'm saying? I do. It's the same way with prison. You got people locked up in hell here on earth. You understand what I'm saying? They locked away. Some for life. Some for double life. This earth done already sentenced them. You know? But see, this is just a physical hell. You have to understand this, the spiritual part of hell where you will reside forever. See, this is what people don't understand. Hell ain't somewhere you want to play around at the gate thinking that you won't have to go in. Eternal damnation, you don't even want to know what that is. I wouldn't. Just experiencing the dark part. And then God let me know that there's an abyss of darkness. You know what I mean? There's a place past darkness. That's what I try to get people to understand. You don't want to arrive in hell and can't turn around and come back. There's people on this earth that you have to realize that's going through physical hells. There's people that are paralyzed. You know, my grandson, you know, I can't even, you know, I like to play video games with my grandson. You know, there's a different kind of sorrow in a physical hell. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of sorrow. This is a sorrow that no man with sight would ever know. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to get to this place in your spiritual, in your soul, where there's nothing else you can do. And this is coming like it's a spiritual warning for people. You don't want this needs to scare you. It should scare you. And if you're so tough in your flesh that you can't be scared to the point to where you realize this is actually a real thing, then you ain't got sense enough to have breath of life. Because if this don't scare you, then you're not afraid of God. And if you're not afraid of God, then this is inevitable, if not worse. Remember, there's 7 gates. I just named off 7. Look at the world we live in, all the different avenues that hell has created for people. Poverty. Yeah. For one, that's the biggest one. You think that's not hell? You know, it's a physical hell. Man, I tell you, all these things that come out of me, I sit here and I do them and I'm like, you have to realize just how amazing God is. Right. To know Him is amazing. To not know Him, man, I tell you what, you're going to regret not knowing Him. There's a penalty, a grave penalty for not knowing God and not worshiping Him. That's a penalty. And that penalty is eternal. Eternal. And because, if I'm not mistaken, 7 is completion. Yeah. It's completion means it's done. If you arrive in a place where it's completed, and there's nothing else you can do in a place of completion, if God says it's done and it's finished, it's finished. There ain't no, hang on a minute. Ain't no erasing, ain't no going back and checking answers. When God says it's finished, it is finished. And you need to understand those words and the weight that they carry when it comes to where you live and where you will continue to live. Hell is not a place that you should choose to even walk down the path to see. Hearing about it should be enough. Those that are brave enough to just to continue to walk down that path, and there can't be any mercy for you. Because mercy endures for those that want it. You can't get mercy if you don't want it. If you run away from it and all you want to chase is the things of destruction, then why would mercy? You can't find the word mercy in destruction. So don't look for it. Don't get mad if you can't find mercy in a place where you continue to run down a path that only spells destruction. It's not mercy. Those two things don't even sound alike. The path of righteousness is straight and narrow. If not one on the earth is righteous and there's a path that where you can be, common sense ought to tell you walk the righteous path if you want to be what the words say you ain't. It makes sense. You're blind, buddy. You're blind, buddy. I'm like I say, I don't see nobody. So as far as I know nobody. Even though I come into a world where I seen everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And because, as a result of it, who I am is who I am. And that's who I'll always be. Because who I've been made into is who I've always been. So I won't change from that. And that person is the one that you see. That's telling you, man, I'm being as honest as I can be with people. I don't, like I said, man, I can only tell you. If you don't believe it, then, hey, all I can do is all I've done. And the truth has always been, and it always will be. So those that choose to not pay it any attention, all I can tell you, man, it's like you don't realize what's coming and it's gonna be too late. I know there's been a lot of times where you've heard and you have not seen. But you gotta remember and realize there'll always be that one time that you'll see and never hear again. So take the time to hear at least once so you can see again. Don't take your sight for granted. Understand me when I tell you, don't take your sight for granted. You better see while you can, because if you mess around and get to a place where you can't see and you'll never see again, you'll never see your way back. Because never is the first part of where you'll always be. Never. And you don't want that. This here you blind, buddy. Then you know I'm seeing my way home. I hope I see you too. And we out.